Right now, the new war in the Middle East after an attack described as Israel's 9/11. The new numbers of those killed, including Americans. Plus, Consumer Reports with some surprising news about the hidden cost of tiny homes.
And we're likely seeing our first frost of the season across all of southern Wisconsin. It's going to be a chilly week, and we're tracking some rain, maybe some heavy rain later in the week coming up.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchine. Chris Stanford has the day off. Kelly Slifka is talking about a really cold start to the week. Frost and temperatures, these have to be what, 10 degrees below our average?
Yeah, it looks like the high today in the mid-50s. We should be typically in the low to mid-60s this time of the year, so it is going to be cooler than average, and really this is going to be the trend not only going throughout the week, but even into the upcoming weekend. In between, we do have that chance for some rain, some heavier rain later in the week. Clear for now. We do have the potential for seeing that frost up until about 9 o'clock this morning. Down to 36. We were at 35 last hour in Madison, 35 in Sun Prairie, 37 in Albion, Deerfield at 36, Middleton at 39. So it is a chilly start to the morning. And it looks like all week long, we're going to be stuck in the mid-50s throughout the week. Later in the week, as we get into Thursday and Friday, a system is going to move in, and we've got a pretty steady rain expected later in the day, Thursday going into Friday. Looking at 54 today with that brisk northwest wind making it feel cooler. We'll see some sun this morning with the clear skies and calm winds this morning. That's what's setting us up for the frost. Winds will be picking up, but only headed into the lower half of the 50s today. We'll look at partly sunny skies later today. More on that chance of rain for the later part of the week, and also how much rain we can expect out of it coming up in about 15 minutes.
Okay, Kelly, thank you very much. To our top story this morning, at least 4 Americans are among the more than 1,000 killed in the conflict in Israel this morning. It started Saturday with a surprise rocket attack by the terror group Hamas. Israel is now taking part in airstrikes in Gaza and declaring war. It's their first declaration of war in 50 years. Hamas says it has dozens of hostages. Unconfirmed reports say some are Americans. Frustrated family members of the missing are gathering at a center in Tel Aviv.
We don't know what's going on. No one's talking to us. We can't get in contact with anyone.
Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has spoken with the president and the leaders of several countries, including Germany, Ukraine, Italy, and Britain, all offering their support. The permanent observer of Palestine to the United Nations responding as well, calling for an end to Israeli occupation. And a live look at the White House, where President Biden says U.S. support for Israel is rock solid. Still, some GOP presidential candidates are criticizing the administration's response, saying there's no leadership in the situation. The U.S. is sending a carrier strike group to the region in support of Israel. It includes the Navy aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. Ford. To more news outside of D.C., several members of Wisconsin's congressional delegation are weighing in on the conflict, including U.S. Representative Mark Pocan. Over the weekend, he released a statement reading, quote, "Targeted response and humane restraint toward non-combatants is essential." He goes on to say ending the violence and the death needs to be the primary goal here. Meanwhile, in Washington, as Congress returns this week, pressure is building on the House to find a replacement for Speaker Kevin McCarthy. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise of Louisiana and Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan are 2 candidates vying to replace McCarthy. They're set to pitch to their fellow Republicans at a closed party conference discussion today. That'll be followed by a candidate forum on Tuesday, then an internal election on Wednesday.
Need to make sure that they have all the resources and equipment necessary to defend themselves, to protect themselves, and protect the Israeli people.
Well, it's my hope that our Republican colleagues get their act together, can settle on a speaker who can receive 217 votes.
The most influential person not voting, already making his preference clear, former President Trump is endorsing Representative Jordan. Back in Wisconsin, new information this morning. A Greene County Sheriff report says a 17-year-old is dead after a car crash. Around 9:30 Saturday night, deputies responded to the crash on County Highway A in the town of Berlin. A report says the vehicle with 4 people inside ran off the road and crashed into some trees. A 17-year-old Beaver Dam resident died on the scene. The other 3 people had to go to the hospital. Their injuries are considered non-life-threatening. On For the Record this weekend, after 27 years in public office, including 12 as Dane County executive, Joe Parisi is set to retire this May. He joined our Will Keneally for a look back at his nearly 3 decades of work.
You know, I've reached a point in my career where, you know, I'm blessed, really. I've realized I've pretty much done everything I wanted to do, especially in this office of county executive. It's just been such a great journey. But, you know, I'm at that point where I've accomplished the things I set out to accomplish.
When asked about who would take his spot come May, Parisi noted he didn't exactly know who would fill in the role, but believes there will be several candidates who will throw their hat into the ring. More local news now. A nonprofit, Food for Kids, is helping our community with food insecurity. The group hosted their annual meal packaging event with the goal of packing 200,000 meals at Waunakee Community High School over the weekend. With more than 700 volunteers coming out to help, Food for Kids says they're expected to reach 4 million meals packed since 2006. These meals help fight food insecurity across Dane County, but they also help overseas in Ukraine and Haiti.
It's all about community, and everybody walks away from this event feeling really good about what they've done. And I think hunger, sometimes it's a really daunting thing to take on. So they always wonder, how can I contribute? Where can I contribute? Where do I begin? Begin here.
If you want to help Food for Kids reach their next big milestone, you can donate on their website. We have it up on channel3000.com. 6:06 now. No doubt manufactured and tiny homes are significantly cheaper than traditional houses, but there's often a surprise after the purchase. Insurance can cost twice as much. Consumer Reports breaks down the cost differences and reveals ways to get a lower premium.
Lisa Gill writes for Consumer Reports, and she lives in a tiny home.
My favorite thing about my tiny home is my bathtub.
She also loves not having a mortgage.
So what I pay for insurance every year is pretty steep, but I've taken a few steps to lower my bill.
Tiny and manufactured homes are becoming a popular alternative, but it could become a costly trend. Home insurance prices can sometimes be double compared to a traditional home. So why does it cost more to insure less homes? The insurance industry points to greater susceptibility to wind, hail damage, tornadoes, fire, theft, and vandalism compared with a traditional home. But there could be more to it.
Some consumer groups say that insurance companies may be more likely to take advantage of financially vulnerable people, charging them more money for fewer benefits. And there also may be some discrimination around the days when mobile home parks were predominantly located in poor and crime-ridden zip codes.
There are only a handful of companies that insure manufactured homes. Less competition can also mean higher rates.
When it's time to shop around for a policy, consider working with a local independent agent. Doing so can be a lot more efficient than shopping for yourself online.
Here are 4 other ways to save. Make sure you have the highest possible credit score. Your credit history can determine premium rates. Ask about bundling, meaning are there savings if you buy your home and car insurance from the same company? Consider a higher deductible, increasing the amount you'll first pay out of pocket before your insurance from $500 or even $1,500 could save several $100s off your premium. Finally, pay the premium in full all at once. Doing so might save you between 5 and 15%. After all, Lisa would rather spend her money on
my garden and landscaping.
This is Shane Hogan.
Thank you very much, Shane. Mention to your broker if you've installed fire or CO2 alarms, along with securing your home with anchor ties. These measures better protect your family, and they might save you more money with your policy. Okay, to sports news here in Wisconsin. The Green Bay Packers will wrap up Week 5 of the NFL season as they take on the Las Vegas Raiders on Monday Night Football. The Pack head into the game with a record of 2-2 as they sit behind the Detroit Lions for second place in the NFC North. The game is in Las Vegas, and it'll be a reunion of sorts as receiver Devontae Adams will square off against his former team. A quick injury note. The Packers announcing starting left tackle David Bakhtiari. He's going to miss the remainder of the season with a knee injury. Kickoff is set for 7:15. You can watch on ESPN. Still ahead, coming up in sports, more Packers coverage before tonight's game. We're going to hear from Coach Matt LaFleur on where his offense stands 5 weeks in.
And the Halloween display that you have to see to believe, live from Sun Prairie this morning. We are all spooky season coming up next, live in the 608.
At Stanton Optical, you can stop waiting forever for an appointment. Same-day eye exams and walk-ins are always available. I wish other things would happen as fast. Get 2 pairs of free eye exam and anti-glare lenses for only $79.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are an 8-ounce New York strip, $5.99. Select Frito-Lay snacks, $2.29 each when you buy 3. And YoPlay, 10 for $6, plus a 10-cent fuel saver, only at Hy-Vee.
Are you tired of living with that awful joint pain in your knees, hips, back, and shoulder? Ready to get your life back? Call QC Kinetics now, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. These non-invasive treatments harness your body's own healing power to restore and repair damaged joint tissue. No drugs, no downtime, no surgery. Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation. Learn how all-natural advanced regenerative medicine can bring you lasting relief. QC Kinetics.
Welcome back to Sam's Hot Takes. What's hot now? Spectrum One Stream. It's internet, unlimited mobile, advanced Wi-Fi, and this Zumo Stream Box free with Spectrum TV. It makes searching for shows and movies across live TV and streaming apps easy. It's streaming simplified.
Get internet for $49.99 a month, plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Plus add Spectrum TV and get a free Zumo Stream Box for 12 months. Call 833-788-4999. Visit Spectrum.com or stop by a Spectrum store today.
It's never about in the game of golf just one thing. It's everything. It's all encompassing. In Golf Galaxy, we are your team. And if you have a question on your equipment, your fitter's here for you. If you have a question on your swing or something mechanical, our Class A PGA professionals are here for you. If you need help fixing something, our club techs are here for you.
We have the fitting bays, we have the TrackMan, we have Biomech putter fitting system. When you come in, we want to fit you with the right apparel, the right footwear. We have everything that you could possibly need to improve your game.
Exciting news. US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone 15 Pro with a stunning titanium design and the best iPhone camera yet. The thing that I love...
Beautiful. Now let's cue the music. Green screen and action.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Come on, man. It's titanium.
US Cellular has the amazing new iPhone.
Cut. Love it.
That felt good.
New and current customers can get the titanium iPhone 15 Pro on us. US Cellular, built for us.
This week's Hy-Vee hot deals are an 8-ounce New York strip, $5.99. Select Frito-Lay snacks, $2.29 each when you buy 3. And YoPlay, 10 for $6, plus a 10-cent fuel saver, only at Hy-Vee.
Welcome to Too Good to Guess. Can you guess how much 2 pairs of Progressives, a free eye exam, and anti-glare lens upgrade will cost at Stanton Optical? Only $135? Wow, a deal so good, every customer wins. Book your eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back. 612 spooky season is here in the 608, and we're following up on a local family who goes all out for Halloween every year. You can hardly see Josh Sprider live in Sun Prairie through all the spooky fog there, Josh.
Hey, good morning, Leah. Yeah, spooky season indeed here at this yard along Silverado Drive in Sun Prairie this morning. Just take a look at what is on display here. This is something to be talked about, and of course, it is the talk of this neighborhood here in Sun Prairie this morning. Aaron Voken is the man behind this, and you know, we've been talking with you for a couple of years now, and every time we come back, this yard gets a little bit more full.
Yeah, you know, I'm about 75% complete with our decorations this year. No, we're almost done. But yeah, I added some spider webbing this year, something new. We did Pirates the first year and Dr. Frankenstein the second. And so now we've added a cemetery and some pirate. Got some webbing. It's like a beef netting, kind of like pantyhose. And then you cut it and it comes on a big spool. And then made added the spider to it and a giant kind of walkthrough with spider webbing. And that's always really fun. Kids love it. They come up and it kind of adds the ambiance when they come up to the door, or people are delivering packages or things, so it's a lot of fun.
I love it because, like, yeah, take us through here, because when folks are coming up for Halloween themselves, of course, coming up to get their candy, this is kind of a neat little thing that you have up here. You kind of got to weave yourself through this web all the way up to the top, and then we have this right up here. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, so this is a corpse that I got and added some spiders to it, and when people come up to the door, they knock on the door, and he's got a trigger that it kind of sets off and freaks people out, so that's a lot of fun.
You have a lot of motion I guess what would you call them?
Yeah, motion activated items. They walk by and people walk by with their dog and it might spook the dog or whatnot, but it's interactive and people love that.
I love it. You know, where do you come up with these ideas every year? Because obviously you have to come up with new things.
Yeah, I see things. I come up with ideas from like Facebook or looking online. I'll see videos or pictures. People will send me things and say, hey, you should try this, or have you seen this video? And that's a lot of fun to kind of add things to it.
You know, when you are coming up with these things, obviously it takes some space. It takes, I mean, there's a portion of the year where you can't even park in your garage because you have so many things.
Yeah, so true. I would say from August to, well, probably from September to November, we actually can pull in our garage and get the cars in. The rest of it gets pretty packed, pretty tight in there, and start building things and painting things. And I wish I could just pull a string and everything just pop open. That would be great.
I love it. Of course, you know, it takes a lot of effort, but a lot of this is inspiration from your son, who's going to turn 9 the day after Halloween this year.
That's right. River helps me. He'll turn 9. We were out when he was first born, trick-or-treating, and then we went to the hospital. And so the Halloween tradition has kind of been in our lives for a long time, and we really enjoy that. Being out, seeing people interact, and Halloween's a lot of fun around here.
I love it. Well, Aaron, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks for coming out.
And you can see this display for yourself along Silverado Drive, just south of the post office and the Memory Garden here in Sun Prairie, Leah. This is something you gotta see for spooky season.
Yeah, forget Christmas lights. This is a heck of a lot brighter. Josh Brighter, thank you very much. Remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out to him. There are his handles for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, as well as his email address. 6:15, Kelly Slifka's outside. Both you and Josh have your winter coats on this morning.
Yeah, I mean, Josh had the hat on. He had the gloves on as well. If you're out for any duration, you probably will need it. I'm only out here for a few minutes, but yeah, it's a chilly start to our morning. We're going to have to deal with this over the next few mornings. Right now, our Skycam is showing that the sun is starting to come up, at least on the horizon there. Not a whole lot of cloud cover, and that's allowing these temperatures to really drop this morning. Expecting a high of 54. You got to remember our average high is still in the low to mid 60s this time of the year. And we're not going to be anywhere near that, looks like, going throughout the week into the weekend. So why? Because we've got this upper level low. It's just sitting over the Great Lakes. It's got all that cool air with it. Notice how it does not move. And once it does start to move, we've got a secondary one that's going to arrive later in the week. That'll be bringing us not only the cool weather, but also some rain showers going into the later part of the week, into the first half of the weekend. We do have a frost advisory in effect this morning. Highs this week, all week long, in the 50s. And with that secondary storm system coming in later in the week, we do have the potential of seeing some heavier rain. Now, it looks like Thursday morning might start off dry. As we take a look at our future track going into Thursday afternoon, that's when everything starts to spread in from the south. The area of low pressure is going to track just to the south of Madison going into Friday night. And that puts us in line for a steady, moderate rain, occasionally some heavy rain moving through southern Wisconsin. That'll continue Friday night, maybe even lingering into a Saturday morning. We're hoping that this gets out of here fairly quickly Saturday so we can actually enjoy the weekend. We do have those rain chances coming our way later in the week, mainly Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, Friday night, starting to dwindle by Saturday. That'll be our best opportunity for rain. 36 right now in Madison, 43 yet in Janesville. There are some clouds, and that's why you're seeing some of these areas down to our south that are in the 40s, at 44 right now in Monroe. Across Dane County, we've got 30 in Sauk City, 29. So not only frost, but some freezing temperatures. 33 in Verona, also Oregon, Stoughton at 33, Rockdale, Cottage Grove all at 33. Some sun this morning. We'll see a partly sunny sky this afternoon as we climb into the low to mid 50s today. Once again, running about 8-9 degrees below our average for this time of the year. We're up to 57 tomorrow after some patchy frost in the morning. 59 on Wednesday, can't quite get up to 60. And then that system moves in, brings us some chilly rains at that. Thursday and Friday. Hopefully most of this rain gets out of here by Saturday morning.
On Saturday night in his Wisconsin debut, the Badgers' new head hockey coach for the men, Mike Hastings, delivered a win over Augustana. Even better, it was the newcomer's 300th career collegiate win. And that wisdom and expertise is paying dividends, but last night was the Owen Lindmark show. First period, game scoreless. Lindmark feeds Carson Bantle for the one-timer, and it's a goal. He finds the twine, and the Badgers get on the board. And then in the second period, plenty of chances here. Poke it towards the net. it's a no-go. But there's Owen Littenmark, wraparound goal. He gets it to go. First the assist, now the goal. Take another look at that. And then Wisconsin leading 2-0 in the third. Augustana with an empty net. Final minutes of the game. And just for good measure, it's Lindmark for another goal. He had 4 goals all last season, had 2 last night. Wisconsin wins it and sweeps Augustana. Sure, they may want a few plays back, but as Luke Fickell said, Wisconsin's 24-13 win over Rutgers on Saturday was a true team win in all phases. This was Wisconsin's first game after sadly losing Ches Malusi, the running back, for the season, but Jackson Akers stepped up. The Verona native who spent last year as a fullback was dynamic at running back. His 65 rushing yards not only changed the game for Bucky, they doubled his career total. While Luke Fickell wasn't surprised, Akers is just enjoying the ride playing in his hometown.
I think all of us had a lot of confidence in his ability to not just, be a backup guy or be a sub guy, but to be a guy that could go in there and carry the load. He's done nothing but continue to grow and impress us.
It's awesome. I love it. Wouldn't trade it for anything. Yeah, like you kind of mentioned, here where I grew up, a lot of people able to see me play, and a lot of people coming to watch. I love it.
Through 4 games, it's hard to know how to feel about the 2-2 Packers, but remember, they're the NFL's youngest team, and they need time to grow. Luckily, the Packers are in a stretch right now where tonight's matchup against the Raiders is their only game in a 23-day stretch. It's kind of unheard of. So how do the Pack take advantage of this window for growth? For Matt LaFleur, he said it's all about concocting consistency, something he's seen from his offense this past week.
Anytime you have some youth, I think you're going to have some ups and downs, and we definitely have to perform more consistently, no matter who's in the lineup. I think it's growing. It seems like, I feel like we've had one of our better weeks of practice. You could really see within the passing game, and hopefully that goes and translates on Monday night.
That's your morning sports fix. Have a marvelous Monday.
You too, Andrew. All right, it's 6:21, still ahead. One of the greatest American athletes continues to add to her legacy. We're going to show you her latest feat. And as we head to break, a look at gas prices this morning here in Dane County and across the state. We'll be right back.
Call for action only on News 3 Now.
Dear Sharp Curves, Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand. We got traction, baby.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on many of Toyota's most popular models. Toyota. Let's go places.
Habitat Restore is full of great finds at great prices for a great cause. With a unique inventory of high-quality, low-cost goods, you can save money and feel good about your purchase. Shop Restore Dane County today.
Feldco's got you covered this fall with 40% off windows and 40% off roofing. Plus, no interest for 1 year. 40% off windows and roofing won't last long. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco. Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy? It's Planet Fitness. Join now through October 13th and save $3 a month during our Super Savers sale when you join for $1 down and just $10 a month. No commitment, cancel anytime. That's almost 25% off your monthly membership. With this limited time offer, you can get in and get energized with equipment for every workout. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. Don't miss out. Join today for $1 down and just $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 13th.
Hy-Vee Fuel Saver is now Hy-Vee Perks. Hy-Vee Perks members get members-only prices on hundreds of products store-wide every day. Get your free Hy-Vee Perks membership and start saving today. Bananas, H Perks price 39 cents a pound. Hy-Vee Butter, H Perks price $2.98. And Tide Liquid Laundry Detergent, H Perks price $9.97. Make the switch or sign up today. It's free and easy.
Look, Mom, I found one. Oh, yeah, you did, but we need an ATM from our bank, unless you want to spend a small fortune in fees.
No, thank you. Banking with BMO means more fee-free ATMs than the 2 largest U.S. banks combined, including places like pharmacies and grocery stores.
Saving money and more convenient. Look at you being so helpful.
What'd you expect? You're studying at a help stop.
That's you.
That's me, at a desk.
When a bank helps you get and stay ahead, that's the BMO effect.
When you're able to connect your finances and your gifts of giving and time and talent, it really helps fulfill my desire to be part of a greater good.
Thank you for making Forward Theater Company the best of Madison. Forward produces funny, heartwarming, and thought-provoking plays fresh from Broadway, featuring exceptional local artists, located downtown at Overture Center. Tickets at forwardtheater.com.
Dear sharp curves, Toyota has more all-wheel drive sedans than any other brand. We got traction, baby.
Get 3.99% APR for 48 months on many of Toyota's most popular models. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back. We always ask you to share your morning with us. This is baby Zeke's morning. Yesterday, we have a family pumpkin party every year. Upwards of 50 people go. We take it pretty seriously. My uncle hosts it at his cabin, and he drives his tractor around for us to pick up pumpkins in his gardens.
Look at that pumpkin.
Yeah.
Look at Zeke. Zeke's just probably excited, you know. I mean,
happy to be there.
First Halloween.
His first Halloween. We still have to find a costume for him, so send in your ideas for him. I would appreciate that. I do have to mention at the end of the evening, they blow up some of the pumpkins.
I'm trying to figure out how they do this, but you had mentioned they probably put dynamite in them?
Some sort of very legal, safe situation, I promise. But it's so much fun. I'm very happy to be able to take part in these family events since we're local. But Zeke, having the time of his life, that's for sure.
He's loving it.
Okay, time for the trending story of the day. Simone Biles extending her record as the most decorated gymnast in World Championship history. She's 26 years old, folks. She won 2 more gold medals in Belgium for a total of 5 at this competition, 4 of them gold. This comes after a 2-year break to focus on her mental health. She is just so impressive.
You know, they said that she had messed up in one of her routines somewhere, and I haven't seen it yet.
That must have gotten her the silver.
Yeah.
4 gold, 1 silver.
Right, exactly. But yeah, what an amazing athlete. And she just continues to go on and on.
A true inspiration. It's a inspiration to the rest of us. You can take a break, focus on your mental health, and come back and continue to kick butt. All right, stay with us, folks. News 3 Now this morning continues after the break.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
The OBGYN team at Associated Physicians is excited to welcome new patients. Work with doctors who respect you and take the time to really listen. To top that, you can see your OBGYN doctor in just days, not weeks. Associated Physicians, OBGYN.
How can you make a difference in the world when there is so much need?
Be a mentor.
Young people need a positive role model to succeed and navigate life's challenges. Think about someone in your life who helped you get where you are today. A mentor assures young people that someone cares and makes them feel like they matter. Learn about mentorship opportunities in the 608 at unitedmadison.com/mentoring. Brought to you by Fearing's Audio Video Security and United Madison.
Hi, it's Preston from Window World, your locally owned and nationally known remodeler. Experience customer care and appreciation like you deserve with a family-owned small business located right here in Madison.
Let us turn your bland entrance into a grand entrance with a top-quality installed entry door.
For the best windows, the best install, and the best price, call Window World today.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County continues to help hardworking families attain home ownership. Habitat's financial coaching prepares families to buy and mortgage their own home, creating a brighter economic future for themselves and the community. Please donate or volunteer today.
Have you ever been challenged, been tried, made a pact with your own limits? Have you been here, there, places no one should go? If you have, then you know that whatever you're capable of, so are we. No wonder Ford SUVs lead in brand loyalty. Choose FlexBuy on a new 2024 Ford Edge. Pick up 1.9% APR financing for 66 months, plus $1,000 FlexBuy cash and $1,000 low APR cash.
From Lincoln Center Theater that brought you The King and I and South Pacific comes a sumptuous new revival of the most perfect musical of all time, My Fair Lady. The New York Times calls it thrilling, glorious, and better than it ever was. Bartlett Shear's glowing production is enthralling. Don't miss the smashing, jubilant Lincoln Center Theater production of My Fair Lady.
At Overture Center, November 21st through 26th. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
I just love dancing, so I was always willing to dance through the pain. Since visiting the Good Feet store and wearing the arch supports and being pain-free now, my mood and my energy has drastically improved. Once that energy gets into you, double spins.
Join our team of healthcare experts and enjoy competitive pay, generous benefits, flexible schedules, and more. Apply now at apmadison.com/careers. Associated Physicians, devoted physicians, trusted care.
You don't know where it's going. Everyone is just, is this real or not?
Right now, a state of war between Israel and Hamas. Over 1,000 dead and the U.S. public divided on support. Plus, 4 weeks and an economic cost of $4 billion. The United Auto Workers strike seeing some progress, but is it enough to end it? And your first look outside this morning. Boy, a beautiful sunrise on the horizon behind that state capitol. But we're seeing some frost this morning, Kelly.
Yeah, a little deceiving. You can see some of those clouds looking southbound, but not in Madison. That's allowed the temperatures to cool off down to 36 here in Madison, 35 in Windsor. Going to be a chilly week, and we're talking about some heavier rain later in the week. More coming up.
Good Monday morning, everybody. Welcome to News 3 Now this morning. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Leah Lynchide. Chris has the day off. Let's all take a collective breath in and check out that sunrise behind us. That is good stuff.
It is, especially with those clouds on the horizon there.
Wow.
Yeah. Beautiful.
But it's cold.
It is cold. It is a little deceiving. Need that heavier jacket. If you're going to be out for any duration, and we'll have Josh coming up here in a minute, but you'll probably need a hat or some gloves because it is chilly. 36 right now in Madison, 37 in Cottage Grove, Stoughton at 38. Brooklyn currently at 34 degrees. So likely to be seeing some frost. Now there's an area of clouds just to the south of Madison, as you can see from our sky cam there, extended into Illinois, keeping temperatures up a little bit. But otherwise, all of southern Wisconsin now under the frost advisory in effect until 9 o'clock this morning. Highs in the mid-50s much of this week. So we're running a little bit below our average for this time of the year. And later in the week, we've got a storm system that's going to move in, and it's going to be a slow-moving storm system that'll bring us some rain and maybe some heavy rainfall potential by Thursday and Friday. Temperatures in the 30s this morning, a lot of sunshine. We'll see some clouds move on in as we go into the afternoon hours. Only in the low to mid-50s most of today, so it is going to be chilly, especially when you factor in that northwest wind. Temperatures headed up to about 54 here in Madison with a partly sunny sky today. We'll talk more about that rain later in the week and how much we can expect coming up.
All right, Kelly Slifka, thank you very much. To our top story this morning, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is saying that war is now broken out between him and the terror group Hamas. This is Israel's first declaration of war since 1973. You're taking a live look at Gaza right now. You can see smoke in some areas of the city as rockets are heard across the area. This all started with a surprise attack on Israel on Saturday. As Israelis wrapped up the festival of Sukkot, thousands of missiles rained down, killing hundreds instantly. The number of those killed is now over 1,000. Thousands more are injured. Many here in Madison have family and friends in the middle of the conflict. Our Braden Ross shares their side of the story.
It is something shocking for everyone.
Saturday morning, both Jews and Palestinians across Madison woke up to news of one of the biggest escalations of the conflict in Israel and Palestine in decades.
I saw a message from my nephew, and he said in Arabic, Wallah, it's like it's on fire.
Rabbi Jonathan Beich follows Israeli news daily and has seen the conflict over his entire life. But he says this time feels different.
This is not your average everyday missile attack on Israel, of which there have been many in the last 8 years. This was really a more serious incursion.
O'Day agrees.
I grew up there. It's not something that is new to us, but this is on a completely different scale. We've never seen something like this, and it's scary.
For both O'Day and Jonathan, the news brought one immediate thing to mind.
Each of us have friends and relatives who live in Israel.
My family, they live in the West Bank.
Thankfully, both of their loved ones are all safe for now, but they say it's hard not knowing what the future holds.
I do get the sense that my friends and my relatives are safe at this moment, but that's a matter of chance.
We don't know where it's going. Everyone is just, is this real or not?
Sunday night, Madison for Palestine rallied at the state capitol in support of the Palestinian side, while Rabbi Beitch's temple held a vigil to support loved ones in Israel. And although they may not agree on how to get there, when asked about their hopes for the future, the core of their answer is the same.
Peace.
Braden Ross reporting there. Across the nation and really the world, reactions and support pouring in from both sides. You're looking at France right now. The lights on the Eiffel Tower shut off as a tribute to the victims in Israel. The mayor of Paris says the tower will be back illuminated tonight with Israeli colors. More reactions here in Wisconsin. U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin taking to X, formerly known as Twitter, saying in part, "We must stand together against this horrific violence." We will continue to follow the conflict's impacts here in Madison as the situation develops. Keep up with the latest local response right here on News 3 Now and over on our news app. Some breaking news locally this morning out of Lafayette County. The sheriff's office there says a child is dead after a truck hit the rear end of a horse-drawn buggy. Deputies say the crash happened on State Highway 81 in the Darlington Township last night around 8. The sheriff's report says a pickup truck struck the rear end of the buggy. 2 adults and 4 kids were thrown out of the vehicle. One of the kids was pronounced dead on the scene. Another had to be taken by helicopter to the hospital. The rest of the family is also in the hospital. It's unclear if there are any charges related to this crash. New this morning, it's week 4 of the United Auto Workers strike against the nation's big 3 car makers. Union President Shawn Fain isn't expanding strikes this week, though. He says GM has agreed in writing to cover future EV plant workers with a labor agreement. Ford, meanwhile, has increased its offer from 9% to 23% raises. GM and Stellantis are still offering around 20% raises over 4 years. Still, each company is offering less than what the union wants.
We gotta stand up and come out.
I think we're at a point where it's a lose-lose. Now it's just a matter of how much does everybody want to lose?
At the moment, there are around 25,000 auto workers on the picket line. Those participating receive $500 a week in strike benefits instead of their regular paychecks. The Anderson Economic Group estimates the strike has cost the economy nearly $4 billion in its first 2 weeks alone. To coverage on Wisconsin schools now, a report from Wisconsin Policy Forum shows nearly 1% of the state's school-age kids are simply unaccounted for. Total enrollment at public and charter schools around the state fell by around 25,000 students between 2019 and 2020. It's dropped even more since last year by around 32,000 students. The research finds declining birth rates and movements of students to private or homeschools accounts for about 2/3 of the decline. Still, questions are now raised about where some of these kids are, how their well-being is, school finances, and more. It is 6:37. The already historic Powerball jackpot is climbing once again. No big winners in Saturday night's drawing for the $1.4 billion prize. Tonight's drawing climbs to $1.5 billion. That makes it the 3rd largest in game history. Nobody has matched all 6 numbers since July. And take a look at this, the fall air settling in. That means haunted houses, leaves falling, and of course, corn mazes. Look at this one. This is in Foley, Minnesota. It's massive. They built the world's largest corn maze. In fact, it has 110 acres with 15 miles of pathways. The fastest person to solve their most difficult maze took 40 minutes. The average person takes a couple hours. It's only about 5 hours away from Madison if your family's interested in taking this on. Okay, it's just about 6:38 on your Monday. Coming up after the break, we've heard about long COVID before, but there's new research showing there might be instances of long colds, too.
And it looks like this cool weather is here to stay with some frosty mornings over the next couple of days. Later in the week, though, we're talking about some heavier rain. More on the First Warn forecast coming up.
And also we're live in the 608 this morning with how a Sun Prairie family is going all out for Halloween and also how they're...
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since the Grace Supportive Care came to see me. They're taking the time to listen and talk about options for feeling better.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Culligan Water takes pride in being your local water experts. We live here, work here, and dedicate our lives to improving our area's water. We deliver the world's best water treatment and the industry's best service to you. Culligan Water, your local water experts.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Mastercraft makes great doors inside and out, building the highest quality doors in a wide selection of styles. Pick up this Half Moon light steel door for $284.99 after rebate. Finish your projects with a foam ceiling you can rely on. Loctite expanding spray foam fills, seals, and insulates windows and door jambs without bowing. Right now, pick up Loctite tight window and door foam for just $649 after 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
Cobeson Buses, now hiring.
I'm Dina Noland. I drive for Cobeson Buses. Working with Cobeson, it's definitely been great because of the flexibility. First day of school for my son, the fact that I get to bring him there and I can just park my bus right on the side and walk in. They don't mind that. They want you to be there for your family.
I've always enjoyed working with kids. The opportunity to transport them in a bus, I enjoy doing it.
Visit Cobeson.com to apply.
My dry eyes made me a burning, stinging 5 times a day.
Makeup smearing, drops user.
I want another option. That's not another drop.
Tyrvaya. It's not another drop. It's the first and only nasal spray for dry eye. Tyrvaya treats the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease fast by helping your body produce its own real tears. Common side effects include sneezing, cough, and throat and nose irritation.
Relying only on drops? Not me. My own real tears are my relief.
Ask your eye doctor about Tyrvaya.
At 10, you're having a baby and the clock's already ticking.
Almost like immediately, people who had kids, they would be like, congrats, and it's time to find childcare.
I'm finding out what parents are going through to secure and pay for spots in local daycare.
How could you have multiple kids in childcare? Like, it just feels impossible.
And what one expert says about efforts to address the problem. What are some of the proposed solutions that are being bandied about? News 3 Now is looking into solving the childcare crisis. Thursday at 10.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning.
Welcome back on the Health Watch. A new study shows that long cold, you heard that right, could be a reason you don't feel up to par after getting over getting sick. Researchers in the UK looked at surveys of more than 10,000 people. They found much like long COVID, when symptoms persist after an infection is cleared, other respiratory infections might continue to affect people who think they're on the other side of it. Researchers still can't say how long a long cold could last in comparison with long COVID. And new research out of Europe suggests children who were breastfed might be less likely to be obese as they grow older. The study finds babies breastfed for at least 6 months had a lower percentage of body fat at age 9 compared to kids who weren't breastfed. The research also showed kids who didn't drink soda before 18 months had lower levels of body fat. 6:42 now. Kelly Slifka's out on the back patio. He is shivering this morning in his winter coat. Kelly, it's cold out.
Yeah, it is really chilly this morning, and if you're going to be out for any duration, you might need more than just the winter coat. Might need some gloves, maybe a hat as well, as temperatures have fallen into the 30s. We're taking a look at our fall colors. Boy, have things really exploded, especially in central northern parts of the state. And actually, as you get up toward Rhinelander, Eagle River area, some of those are actually past peak. As you get toward Wausau, you're looking at pretty prime conditions right now, mainly in northern Wisconsin. Here in Madison, Dane County, reporting about 40% coverage as far as our fall colors, expected to peak over the next couple of weeks. 54 expected today. You can see we do have the sun coming up now on the horizon. Actually, officially doesn't come up until 7:04. But we're getting some of that twilight this morning. Our average high now is 63. We're not going to be anywhere near that, it looks like, anytime soon. Frost advisory this morning up until 9 o'clock. And we're looking at temperatures only in the 50s throughout the week. And we'll have to deal with frost over the next couple of mornings as well. Later in the week, as a system moves in, that'll bring us some rain and potentially some heavier rain. It's going to be a pretty steady rain at that going into Thursday night into Friday. So by Thursday morning, we're going to watch this rain spread out of Iowa, Illinois into southern Wisconsin. The track of the area of low pressure is going to be just to our south, and that typically puts the heavier rain right over Wisconsin, and that's what we're going to expect. Friday, it's going to rain pretty much all day long, pretty steady, moderate rain, maybe occasionally heavy rain into Friday night. By Saturday morning, still some rain expected. Then everything should be on the way out, it looks like, by Saturday afternoon. Hopefully we can get that out of here just in time for the Badger game. But for then, we are expecting 1 inch to 2 inches of rain here across most of southern Wisconsin. Everybody in line for seeing some pretty decent totals later in the week. Chilly this morning, 36. We've got clear skies here in Madison. You notice those 40s down in Monroe and Janesville. There's actually an area of cloud cover that's keeping those temperatures up a little bit this morning. But that is not the case in Sauk City with the clear skies. Along the Wisconsin River there, 28, 29 in Cross Plains, 36 in Madison, 33 in Cottage Grove. That northwest wind will add a chill as we go into the afternoon as well, even though we will see sunshine. Temperatures only in the lower half of the 50s today. We'll call it partly sunny today, but rather chilly for this time of the year. 57 tomorrow. We'll have to deal with a little bit of frost again in the morning. Same goes for Wednesday morning, getting close to 60. And then the next storm system moves in on Thursday and Friday. That brings us that rain, pretty steady rain at that. We're hoping this gets out of here by Saturday, and obviously we're going to fine-tune this throughout the week as that storm system gets closer. But just count on some cool weather right into next week.
All right, Kelly Slifka giving us that first warn on a weekend rain chance. We appreciate it. Thank you, Kelly. 6:45, spooky season is here in the 608, and we're following up on a local family who goes all out for Halloween every year. You got to see it to believe it. Josh Breider's checking it out in Sun Prairie this morning. Hey, Josh.
Hey guys, good morning to you, Leah. I don't know if you can even see me with all of this fog machine. We are in the thick of it right now, and I tell you what, this thing is pretty cool, and you got to check it out for yourself. They've been doing this for a couple of years now in Sun Prairie, and we're happy to be back to see what's new this year. Aaron Voken is the guy behind it. Aaron, good morning to you.
Good morning, Josh.
Hey, so this is back bigger and better than ever before for you.
Oh yeah, we started with Pirates the first year, and this is our third year. The second year we did Dr. Frankenstein's Lab, and now we've got a cemetery going with some fog this morning. You can see the fog. So yeah, it's been fun creating things and seeing the interaction from the neighbors and the kids coming by. And even I started setting up in September, and they'll ask me even early into August, hey, when are you putting things up? What are you putting up first? So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you know, you're the talk of the town here, and I mean, there is something to be said about, you know, the community, right? This is what you're doing it for. You kind of stick out here in the neighborhood, obviously for good reasons, but it's all the people being able to come out and give them a smile.
Yeah, I mean, they drive by and they see things. We'll have people come in. We had some lady stop by, and she brought friends from out of town, said I had to bring my neighbors or I had to bring my friends to come see it. It's a lot of fun. So getting that interaction from people is just a really, you know, what traditions do we have out there like Christmas and Halloween where people can you know, share in that kind of camaraderie.
So what's new this year, and what's your favorite?
So I think new this year is the cemetery. I built a crypt. I built a lot of the tombstones. I painted them with black light and added some color to it. And my favorite is probably still my Frankenstein. He was my first kind of large thing that I took on and would build him, put him in the garage, and people would see him when they'd come by inside the garage. It would spook some delivery drivers or whatnot, and they go, oh, what's going on in there? What are you building? But by now, 3 years into it, a lot of people have kind of, oh, it's just his Halloween decorations.
I love it. You know, the story behind this is obviously really special for you because it all involves kind of the inspiration behind your son, River.
That's right. When he was born, he'll be 9 the day after Halloween, and he just really inspired us to want to do something fun. And we were out trick-or-treating the night of his birth, and so he every year will get into it, get more excited about it, and give me some creative ideas for things that I didn't think about.
I love that. And new this year, you were looking for a way to be able to give back to the community, and we have to talk about this because you are also donating to the Sun Prairie Emergency Food Pantry this year.
Correct. Yeah. So we're asking people to just bring a non-perishable canned good. They can put it in the barrel. I decorated it, jazzed it up a little bit with some decorations, and just asking people to come and give and take some of that energy and excitement that they see and enjoy the decorations and giving back to the community.
Yeah, and you'll obviously see a lot of traffic here over the next few weeks. Where and when can folks find you here in Sun Prairie?
So we are on Silverado Drive, just behind the Memory Gardens, and down the street from the post office. And you can't miss it. I mean, as soon as you come down, you can see the lights of the hue in the background. You know, kind of like the bat signal, kind of up into the clouds. But yeah, we're right down here, and come check it out. We turn the lights on. I recommend people come by at least once it starts to turn dark so you can see the lights. It's a lot of fun.
I love it. All right, so I have to ask, because every year you get bigger and better. What are you going to do next year?
Well, I don't know. My son has talked about Godzilla because he's a big...
Okay.
But I don't know. Maybe I'll go back to building a big pirate ship on the front of the house. That would be fun.
You never know what's going to happen, right?
That's right. That's right.
Plenty of time to be able to come up with those ideas.
Exactly. Another full year. But believe me, I've already started planning.
I love it. Well, happy Halloween, Aaron. We appreciate the tour out here this morning.
Yeah, Josh, thanks for coming out, and happy Halloween to you and everyone else.
Yeah,
really
it's
appreciate
spooky season indeed, Aaron. Thank you. Again, if you'd like to learn more about this display, you can go to the story up on channel3000.com. Again, they're here on Silverado Drive in Sun Prairie. Leah, we'll send it back to you.
Looks like quite the party. Josh Briner checking it out for us. Thank you, Josh. Hey, remember to let Josh know what inspires you in the 608. Reach out to him on social media. There's his handle, or there's his email address. Shoot him an email for a chance to be interviewed. 6:49 now. Coming up in the morning sprint, what's next for the Badgers after a big homecoming win this past weekend? But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, let us know so we can share their picture on TV, celebrate with them. Thanks for watching News 3 Now this morning. We're back after this.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
It's our biggest sale of the year.
And you can save big
on quality home furnishings throughout the showroom.
Join us for our anniversary sale.
And help us celebrate.
Over 25 years at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Hi, it's Preston from Window World, your locally owned and nationally known remodeler. Experience customer care and appreciation like you deserve with a family-owned small business located right here in Madison.
Let us prove to you that comfort and quality are affordable with a new patio door installed starting at $3,400.
For the best windows, the best install, and the best price, call Window World today.
At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated. Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
It's never about in the game of golf just one thing. In Golf Galaxy, we are your team.
We have the fitting bays, we have TrackMan, we have Biomech putter fitting system. We want to fit you with the right apparel, the right footwear. We have everything that you could possibly need to improve your game.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you, and you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health, know how much you matter to this world.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
It's our biggest sale of the year.
And you can save big
on quality home furnishings throughout the showroom.
Join us for our anniversary sale.
And help us celebrate.
Over 25 years at Wanakee Furniture, ETC.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County. Donate or volunteer.
Welcome back. 6:52, time for the morning sprint. New numbers of those killed in Israel just into the newsroom this morning. 1,100 are dead as Israel declares war with the militant group Hamas. It started with a surprise rocket attack Saturday. Protests have broken out all over the world on either side of the conflict. In Florida, clashes between protesters broke out in Fort Lauderdale, but no major injuries were reported. Several members of Wisconsin's congressional delegation have weighed in on the conflict, including U.S. Representative Mark Pocan. His statement reads, quote, targeted response and humane restraint toward non-combatants is essential. He goes on to say that ending the violence and death needs to be the primary goal. U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin taking to X, formerly known as Twitter, similarly saying, in part, quote, we must stand together against this horrific violence. We'll continue to follow the response from Wisconsin's lawmakers as we hear more. Locally, the Green Lake County Sheriff says a 17-year-old is dead after a crash. It happened Saturday night around 9:30 along County Highway A in the town of Berlin. A report says the vehicle with 4 people inside ran off the road and crashed into some trees. A 17-year-old Beaver Dam resident died on the scene. The other 3 people were taken to the hospital. Their injuries are non-life-threatening. And in Lafayette County, a child is dead after a truck hit the rear end of a horse-drawn buggy. Deputies say the crash happened on State Highway 81 in the Darlington Township last night around 8. The sheriff's report says a pickup truck ran into the rear of the buggy. 2 adults and 4 kids were thrown out. One of the children was pronounced dead on scene. Another had to be taken to the hospital by helicopter. In sports news, the Badgers looking ahead to their next Big Ten game after a big homecoming win over Rutgers, 24-13. A slow starting game culminating in the second quarter. Did you catch this when Ricardo Hallman intercepted a throw for a 95-yard Wisconsin touchdown? So fun to watch. Next Saturday, the Badgers take on the Iowa Hawkeyes at home. Kickoff is at 3. Madison's leader of the Police Oversight Board says she may have been the target of a drive-by shooting Thursday on the city's east side. In a GoFundMe post, Shadira Kilfoy Flores said she was driving home from dinner when a vehicle pulled up beside her on Willie Street and tried to pass her. Later, someone in that car started shooting at her. She says she believes this was deeper than road rage.
The sooner they go and bring things back to how it was, the more we know they don't want to make a change.
Residents from parts of Lahaina are responding as West Maui opens to tourists. The Maui County City Council unanimously passed a resolution urging their governor to delay the opening. Although some areas of West Maui are welcoming tourists, the return will happen in stages.
All right, good morning. 5 minutes away from 7 o'clock. A chilly start to the morning, likely seeing some frost here in many areas of southern Wisconsin. We're sitting at 36, a little bit milder down in the south. Simply there's an area of clouds down toward Monroe, toward the Illinois border. We'll look at mostly sunny skies through the morning hours, partly sunny skies as we get into the noon hour. Temperatures climbing into the lower 50s. Northwest winds making it feel cooler, so it is definitely going to be a cool day. Need that jacket all day long with the sun coming up right now. Temperatures in the 30s this morning, warming only in the low to mid 50s today. That's running about 8-9 degrees below our average for this time of the year. And when you factor in that wind, it's going to feel a little bit cooler. So some patchy frost this morning, again tomorrow morning, again Wednesday morning. And then we've got a system that'll bring us some rain. Pretty steady rains developing Thursday afternoon right through Friday, maybe into Saturday morning. We're hoping that clears up by Saturday afternoon going into Sunday of the upcoming weekend.
Kelly, with that first warn for that rain at the back end of the week, huh?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a pretty steady rain at that, so prepare for that later this week.
All right. Have a great Monday, folks. We're back here tomorrow morning.